It is an all but forgotten chapter of Canada's labour history. At a time when Canadian law did not recognize women as persons, a woman by the name of Donalda Charron led a strike of women workers against the Eddy Match Company in what was then Hull, Quebec. The story of Charron and the women match workers, les Allumettières, reflects the larger struggle for workers' rights. On September 2nd, 1924, the Eddy Match Company posted a notice in its factory announcing a cut in wages, in direct violation of the agreement negotiated 5 years earlier. The 300 women match workers, led by Union President Donalda Charron, walked off the job. 4 days later, the company closed its doors. The strike was now a lockout. Wages and working conditions at Eddy were terrible. Between 1880 and 1910, an average of 18 workers died from industrial accidents at the factory each year. The match workers belonged to a union run by the Oblate Fathers of the Catholic Church. The Oblates established the union not to secure better wages and working conditions, but to protect the virtue of women. The Oblates believed that working alongside men threatened the virtue of women. For the Oblates, it was essential that women supervisors, known as contre-maîtresses, shield the women from male workers. The company took a hard line and offered to settle only if the women renounced the union and if men replaced the contre-maîtresses. The Oblate Fathers opposed the move, recognizing that the men would likely hire Protestant workers who could not join the union. The women were not allowed to negotiate directly. Instead, an Oblate father by the name of Joseph Bonhomme met with company representatives. The negotiations soon stalled. The turning point came on a Monday morning in mid-October, when company superintendent Arthur Wood challenged the picket line outside the factory. Accounts of the incident differ dramatically. The company claimed that the picketers attacked Wood's car. The picketers claimed that Wood ordered his chauffeur to drive into the women, and that a passerby saved the day by reaching into the car and pulling the emergency brake. The police intervened and escorted Arthur Wood away from the factory. After the confrontation, public support for the women grew, particularly in Hull. Merchants brought food to the picket line. Donors contributed more than $1,000 to a strike fund. A boycott of Eddy products gained momentum. Hull's City Council showed its displeasure by cancelling an agreement that had given Eddy exclusive use of a roadway. One vocal Oblate father, however, supported the company. From his church pulpit, Curé Carrière criticized the women and blamed Donalda Charron for the impasse. After nearly 3 months, the two sides finally reached a verbal agreement, and the women gradually returned to work. Eddy, however, failed to keep its end of the bargain. The company never rehired some workers, including contre-maîtresse and union president Donalda Charron. Soon after the settlement, the Oblates transferred Joseph Bonhomme, who had sided with the workers, to a remote community in northern Quebec. And a few years later, Curé Carrière succeeded in having the women's union dissolved. The women lost their jobs for good in 1928, when Eddy Match was sold and moved to another city. Donalda Charron took a job at the union and later worked in a hospital laundry and a textile factory, where she was involved in another strike in the 1940s. In 2007, the city of Gatineau honored the match workers by renaming a major boulevard, les Allumettières.